trainer, right? They were doing all the right things. They were cutting weight. They were getting strong. They were saying all the right things going into the fight. Now, he's exposed. He's, at best, a journeyman-type fighter. So the PBC signs him to probably a couple $1 million for 5 fights, whatever ridiculous contract they give him. Because this is what the PBC does, people. They get a somewhat known name who isn't very good to get beat up by Errol Spence, to get beat up by Danny Garcia. His next fight probably is against Danny Garcia. And he's going to get beat the hell up.
And not only that, I mean, you can say that, Lee. Look at, he's got...
Danny Garcia kills him.
No, I won't say that at all. No way. Danny has, remember, Danny should have at least 4 losses on his record. He's been gifted not only by Golden Boy on some, remember that Herrera fight? Gifted on some of his fights. PBC protected Danny Garcia too. The fact that Danny Garcia is going to fight Brandon Rios here coming up possibly in February is a BS fight. I mean, seriously, Brandon Rios, where did he come from? Look at the next 2 fights that Jessie Vargas called out are guys that are already on schedule to take a bout, Lee. So what are we talking about here? Are we talking about Jessie Garcia versus one of these guys 6 months down the line?
Vargas.
8 months
Garcia.
down the line?
You mean Vargas Garcia? Yeah, it's 2 years away.
Or Vargas versus Spence. You know, he called. What I'm trying to say is, if you look at the history of the PBC, these guys fight once to hopefully twice a year. So Jessie Vargas just called out 2 guys that are going to fight in early 2018. So when are they going to fight? 6, 8 months down the line? Jessie Vargas is then going to take a warm-up match in between there, right? I mean, the whole thing's just a BS. If Vargas is the top contender right now, he should be fighting the guys right now that are right under him. I already know they're stringing it out. That's all they're doing here. What are you going to call out somebody that already has a fight coming up? And we know how the PBC is.
That's the secret to good calling PBC. Out.
Danny Garcia, one of them will get injured.
Here's the thing with Jessie Garcia. Jessie, now you got me doing it. Jessie Vargas. The thing with Jessie Vargas is I don't think he needs to or wants to fight anybody. He's already paid. So call out whoever you want.
Call out 2 guys that
he's
already
paid.
Have
He's paid.
He's PBC.
Away. He's already got money.
I know.
I'm going to go sit on my ass and enjoy my money.
Hey, Garcia.
Jessie Vargas is the Las Vegas version of Oscar De La Hoya. He's a man about town. He shows up at events. He looks good in a suit.
I got to give the boxing world props on how hard they go after Danny, though. Danny's really big on social media. I don't know if you follow him, Lee.
Of course I do. I'm obsessed with him.
If you ever read the comments, they're not letting this guy by. Yeah, Danny's always has pressure on him by his own fans. You see his own Puerto Rican fan base telling him, man, I like you. Please get back in the ring. And so
I got to give him. He's already paid.
He's already paid, but Lee,
the point of boxing is to get paid. Nobody fights to win.
If you keep saying that, eventually 2 things are going to happen. 1, the fans are going to turn away, or 2,
they already are. This is the lowest year for boxing.
No, it's not. You can't say that. It's not the lowest year, but it has been. We've been forced to give things ratings that probably shouldn't be, but we're diehards. This is what we love the sport of boxing.
This year started off fantastic, Andrew. Like the first 6 months of this year, we're not doing the year-end show right now. Everybody calm down. The first 6 months of this year were phenomenal. Every month we had a big fight, right?
ESPN has done great.
Leading up to Triple G, and right after Triple G and Canelo, the season went downhill, right? PBC took over and started feeding us in big, massive helpings bullshit fights to round out the year, including HBO. The system's watered down.
HBO has 3 top 10 ratings this year. ESPN has 7. That's just the way it is. Top Rank went to ESPN. They're putting elite fights on free television.
I'll tell you this because I was at the ESPN fights this year. They're much more fun to be at. They're visually more fun. They got good DJs,
the big
they
dogs
got good
in
lighting, they got good fights. The matchmaking was solid. I'm not kissing ass here. I actually had a really Look, when I go to a fight, even when I go to a Tough Enough or anything, I'm there for the experience, right? I'm not there with my little camcorder, and I'm not there to get interviews. Like, I don't need to do that. There are people who will do all that shit for me now, right? I'm going for the experience to convey it to the audience. When I go to an ESPN card, they're fun. Like, they're legitimately a good time. That's the future. Bob figured it out. Bob changed his model. Okay? Congratulations to Top Rank.
Listen, but he's also pushing Peter Nelson out of HBO, and I'm happy about it. He's winning this war. HBO right now knows the fact that they released Top Rank and did not listen to their matchmaking. See, Bob Arum says this guy Nelson, he's a know-it-all. He thinks he knows everything. And you cannot do this with companies that have been running this sport for generations. This is not something Top Rank just picked up 10, 15 years ago. This guy, Peter Nelson, who has he been? That's what Bob Arum always says. And look at the facts. The stats are what they are. ESPN is running the top shows right now. HBO was a fool for letting them go. And you know what's going to happen. Peter Nelson will be looking for a job. I don't know if they're going to fire him before the contract's over or let him play out his contract. He is gone. Top Rank will then be in a war bid. And look at ESPN's making huge moves, Lee. Didn't they just buy Fox? A lot of Fox stations this last week down in L.A.? Did you hear about that? ESPN spent like $54 billion.
ESPN didn't. Okay. ESPN is owned by Disney.
Owned by ESPN.
Disney
Come
bought.
on now.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. Yeah, that is what he's saying is true. I said that wrong. ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney just bought into Fox Sports.
They bought 21st Century. Yeah, they bought Fox. They bought Fox. They're buying Fox.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're going to be, they are spending money to try to get this sports world into their bubble.
Which, by the way, means that the UFC will now be televised by Disney.
And did you see Verizon? It just struck a deal with the NFL, and they're saying that's why 21st Century and the Murdoch family and Disney, they went as a merger. Yes, it was a sale, but the 21st Century is buying.
Yeah, they don't want the news. They don't want the news division. They want everything else.
And they
want
don't
the UFC contracts. They want
want
the TV contracts. They just don't want to deal with the news, and they're going to let Rupert Murdoch keep his crazy news empire.
His stocks. It was more like a merger than a sale. Bob Arum is going to play off of this. Bob Arum, if he goes to social media, if he goes to Verizon, if he goes to Facebook, if he goes to Instagram and says, I will strike a deal with you guys right now to stream all of my fights, these guys are going to be worried. So he's going to pin, HBO is going to pin.
But I think Golden Boy has the inside track. Again, we'll talk about it on the year-end show. The person who innovated this year was for sure
Bob Arum.
Golden Boy, Triple G Canelo was the first major streamed fight.
Major fight? Okay.
Yeah, online is the next generation for fighting.
Yeah, I was going to say
online fights on demand. Look, I'm telling you, if I could go to Top Rank right now and look at any of the fights they had this past week, and I could click on them like I do for the UFC or the WWE or even the NFL, like I can on their pay sites.
This is what's scary.
That's the future. That is the future of boxing. And I don't have to listen to crazy Jim Lampley. I don't have to listen to Max. I've never done anything physical in my life. Kellerman.
The sports world is the last live television people actually want to see.
Right,
it's
but
going
we
to be
want
a
it on
big
demand.
money grab.
The future is on demand.
I know, and that's
everybody's
why they're saying,
an app away. I'm telling you, there's going to be next year. Listen to me right now. I'm making my quote. Well, I should probably do it on our year-end show, but I'm telling you, the first boxing organization that creates their own app for your Samsung or your phone, so that when their fights are on, I pay my $12 a month, just like the WWE. It's pay-per-view time, and I can watch it on my app. You're telling me that Golden Boy isn't going to want to be like the WWE and make $100 million a month? You guys are all wrong if you think that they're one fight per year instead of getting paid millions per month.
Lee, these social media guys are worth $500 billion. There is no app that if you can strike a deal with one of these guys, and this is why the entertainment world on the TV side is nervous, These guys trump them in money. This is what.
There's a model out there. The WWE built it, right? So everybody said this. Why would you walk away from pay-per-view? Because that's what they're going to have to do. Walk away from pay-per-view altogether. That's the next big thing that's going to happen, right? So the WWE said, screw you guys. We're going to build our own online channel, create an app. We're going to put WrestleMania. We're not even going to use pay-per-view. And the pay-per-view company said, fine, screw you. We're not even going to offer it if you bring it back. So they went, fine. So they built an audience, right? So you get about 500,000 to 1 million people paying $10 to $20 per month. They get all the pay-per-views every single month, but their one pay-per-view a year, which is WrestleMania, that does like 5 million people or whatever their crazy number is, basically a Canelo Triple G type fight. What they discovered was the pay-per-views came back and went, okay, maybe we're a little hasty. We'll let you put your pay-per-views on here for people who don't have your apps. Because that's what the fear is. If we say screw you to the pay-per-view companies, they're not going to let us use them. Which is
I still believe because of the big screens,
monthly streaming of the app, Andrew's where it's at. And it's going to be Top Rank or it's going to be Golden Boy. One of them's going to do it. And tell me you wouldn't pay $10
There's too much money. Right now, there's too much money in the social media. Lee, they believe the social media is trying to take over everything, right? So there is no reason for them to make their own app. If they're going to get someone
that's the same thing. It ties into social media. You're seeing it wrong. It does tie into social media.
So
it has to do with social media as well.
Buy that app? Because see, what De La Hoya doesn't want to be involved with is the server room side, the programming.
No. He doesn't, and he doesn't have to be. But the fact that they streamed and did 1 million people on smartphones and laptops tells you that the market's out there.
I know. Hey,
and by the way, that money was straight into their pocket, right? That money was straight into their pocket. You didn't have to pay the pay-per-view provider. They made more by streaming than they did by going through pay-per-view.
Well, I think it was pirating. I think what happened, what's making this thing nervous on the sports side and what the boxing world can play off of is that there was 100 million people that robbed McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather online to watch that fight. This is a game changer, people. You don't understand. There is money on this internet, and Bob Arum right now is going to have the opportunity to tap into.
One of these two guys is going to do it. It'll probably be Arum because of Disney. But tell me the truth, Andrew. If you could pay whatever it is, $20 to $50 a month to Top Rank, right? You get whatever fight they do every single month. You can watch it whenever you want, but it includes every single pay-per-view throughout the year. All you got to do is pay him $20 a month.
There are billions of people, I think we're missing. I'm probably not understanding what you're saying, but to me, as a promotional company, if I was approached by one of the bigwigs on the social media side, Lee, these people do one massive tweet, or one massive Facebook page.
Yes, no, same thing. You just tweet out to the entire world, hey, come watch this fight.
But Top Rank cannot reach as many people as Zuckerberg can if he told his control people, I want everybody that's signed in on my Facebook page to get this commercial today. Yeah. That is what they're looking at when they make this deal. Right. When they make this deal, you were talking about a commercial that goes out to what? 200, 300 million people? They can do it.
Right.
They can do it in 4 languages.
Worldwide, online. But when you control it, right? When you control it like Disney does or Top Rank or whomever, right? So now I'm watching on my Samsung, on my smart TV, right? Because everything's an app. Everything is like Netflix now. It's going to be. That's the future. The Internet's going to go. The cable companies are going to go away. They've overcharged. They've just lost their mind.
The deals are big. The deals, look at what...
So now it's all going to be like Netflix or whatever it is on demand.
Netflix is another one. Exactly, bro. Yes, sir. But that's another one.
You're telling me if I pay $20 a month, I get all of Bob Arum's pay-per-views for the year. All I got to do is That's basically paying for one pay-per-view.
Netflix and Facebook have so much money, they wouldn't have to up our charge $20.
No, they wouldn't.
They could strike a deal with this company, control the whole commercial side.
I'm surprised Netflix hasn't gotten involved in boxing yet.
Lee, that's what's coming down the road. That's why this merger was